Hey guys, welcome back to Travel Check-ins with Saidah
and Germaine.
So today we want to talk about some of those things that we notice are not culturally normal in Nairobi, Kenya, that are normal in the US. And we also want to open up the comments for you guys to give some feedback and let us know, are these things not culturally normal? Are we not seeing them? We've only been living in Nairobi for a short period of time. Although we visited before, we've never lived in Nairobi, and we've only spent short times in Nairobi. We spend most of our time outside of Nairobi. So being new to Nairobi, we are noticing some things as Americans. And one of the things that I noticed, and I want to know if my husband has noticed this, is that in America, we skip greetings in daily interactions. And that's something that kind of is like a pet peeve to me. It irks me a little bit. But in Nairobi, it's like the greeting comes first, then the business. Do you get what I'm saying?
I do. I mean, that's fairly new in the U.S., right? Because I grew up, we all spoke.
Right.
I mean, especially in the South, that was our thing, right? We speak
right. Southern hospitality.
Right. So this is kind of a new thing with the newer, younger generation. They'll walk past each other, don't speak.
Right.
I mean, they'll look you dead in the eye. Actually, they don't look you in the eye. They look down.
And even in the service industry, it's like you go into a place, you're not greeted, you're not welcome. You get to the register, there's no hello. They just stare you dead in the face, if they even look up.
Yeah.
So from our experience in Nairobi, not greeting someone, whether it's a shopkeeper, a waiter, or a colleague, can be seen as disrespectful. So you guys let us know if that's the case. We don't know if it is, but I do notice when we're interacting in Nairobi, like every time we engage with someone, it's always like, hi, how are you doing? Even though we said, hi, how are you doing? Like 5 more times that same day. It's like every time you get ready to speak to someone, they're greeting you all over again.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really notice that kind of stuff. I'm just moving around. But
like every time we come downstairs to leave our building, don't we get greeted? Every time we come back, don't we get greeted? Every time we come to the desk, don't we get greeted?
For the most part, yeah.
So I thought it was a little weird at first.
Why?
Because I didn't know if they were doing it because that was their job.
I mean, it could be some of both. I don't know what it is, just to be honest with you. I mean, they'll tell us in these comments.
Right. How many times do we get greeted in hotels or establishments in the U.S.?
Here?
Yes.
I mean, it's different. It's never like the same kind of smiles.
And Germaine, is there even a greeting? Remember we checked into the hotel that night? We got in there about 1 a.m. When we got back into the U.S. It wasn't much of a greeting.
I don't even remember, to be honest with you.
So, but that's just like becoming custom in the U.S. In the U.S., it's common to jump straight to the point, especially like in northern countries. They kind of, not northern countries.
Northern cities.
Northern cities.
Yeah.
We go into the coffee shop and we like, can I get a coffee? Without any pleasantries. And it's just normal.
The hustle and bustle of northern cities is different, so.
Right.
Yeah.
So let us know, guys. In Nairobi, are you expected to exchange greetings first? Even if it's a simple habari yako or a habari asabui or a habari mchana.
Habari, what's in the middle of asabui and habari?
Habari.
Don't you say ya?
Habari ya. Yes. So if we skip, if somebody from the States comes to Kenya and they skip that state, does it or they skip that step, does it make them seem cold or dismissive? Let us know down in the comment section below. All right, number 2 on our list is PDA, which is public displays of affection. And I am so sorry, so guilty of public displays of affection. But living out, why
I didn't say nothing. I ain't say not one thing.
Living outside of the country, I've learned to just be respectful of those things. So while hugging, holding hands, or even kissing in public is common in Western countries, is it not normal in Nairobi? And the reason why I ask is because I don't really see it. Do you see it?
I don't. Not really. I haven't really paid attention because, me, truth is, I don't care about doing it myself. I don't really, I'm like,
you give me a kiss from time to time.
Yeah, that's because of you. But if it's just because of me, I would not. I was like, I don't see what the purpose of that is in public. I believe you can't just walk. You know, I get it. That's a Western thing, I guess.
So you don't be wanting to give a kiss?
I don't, to be honest with you. No, I mean, you know, you're the wife and all that. But you talking about just walking around, mwah.
No,
For what?
not when you walking around.
For what?
Like, let me give you an example. Like when you at a restaurant, right? You ordered your food and we hold the hands or whatever. You know, and mwah.
Yeah, I understand what TV says. I'm just talking about.
I didn't get that with TV. Sometimes, if you do a romantic gesture, you take me out to dinner.
Right.
Or you buy me something nice.
Right.
It makes me want to give you a kiss.
Do it later.
Okay. Well, let us know down in the comment section. Is it considered inappropriate or awkward? Since I've been in Nairobi, I only really hold Germaine's hand. I don't give him kisses and stuff.
Right.
Because I noticed, like, the rest of the community isn't doing that. So it's been like a social construct that I've like just adopted since I've been in Nairobi. We do hold hands, but from what we've kind of been looking at, anything beyond that is often seen as crossing the line.
Yeah, and I've seen especially the younger people do it, but
Do what?
hold hands and stuff like that. But,
Yeah, I've seen a few younger people do it. Okay, so number 3, let's talk about walking and jogging in certain areas. So let's talk about that. Do you see people jogging around and walking their dogs around Nairobi much?
Not really, but in the U.S., right? Just to be honest with you, at night, I don't see nobody jogging in our old neighborhood like that. That's TV stuff, right?
Jermaine, people jog at night all the time.
How many people you saw jogging in our neighborhood at night?
Not in our neighborhood. People jog at night.
People do, but in our neighborhood, where did you see them jog at night?
I see them jog on our road, the main road, when I would be going to get the kids from school, after school stuff, and bringing them back. I would see people.
At night?
Yeah, it's dusk.
We talking about at night. No. Nah, I ain't doing all that. I mean, for what? Jogging the daytime. I know people do it, but I don't think it's no safe. I mean, safety concern for everybody.
Jermaine, it says it's normal to see people jogging in the early morning or walking their dogs late at night. Do you even see people in Nairobi jogging early mornings?
No, but we are in like the city, in the heart of the city, right?
Okay.
If you go downtown Manhattan, how many people you gonna see jogging down there?
You do see people jogging.
Man, I ain't seen not one soul down there.
But you've never really spent a lot of time in down. Anyway.
I know.
Okay, so what you're saying is.
Yeah.
So you're saying people jog in Nairobi?
Yeah, I've seen people jog in Nairobi before, yes, and ride bikes.
Where?
Like towards the Sarit.
Spring Valley?
I don't know what it's called.
Yeah, I think it's called Spring Valley.
Yeah.
So that's the first place that I think I saw anybody jogging and riding bikes.
But they do.
And that's when I realized expats might live over there.
Well, and it's a little like wide open. Like it's hard for you to jog down Muthiti Road or Western Road and all that, man. What are you gonna do over there?
You can't jog down Thika Road
Well,
or Nigang.
I don't know.
So but the people you saw jogging, were they Kenyans or were they
I've
foreigners?
seen both. I've seen foreigners and, well, he was black, so I don't know if he's Kenyan or not, but, I assume he was.
Okay, and like even the dog walking and stuff. Do you see people walking
No, I
around
don't
the
do
dogs?
all that.
Jermaine, why you can't just?
They just don't.
Why you can't just answer regular?
I did answer regular. They don't do it.
Okay, so you don't see dog walking around in Nairobi. So is dog walking something that's normal in Nairobi, guys? Let us know.
Not. I can let you know. No, they don't do dog walking because the dogs have a purpose. This dog he got a job.
Okay. Let's move on to the next one.
All right.
Okay. All right. Number 4. Open criticism of government leaders. In the U.S. and the West, criticizing political leaders is almost a pastime. From casual dinner conversations to memes online. All right, let me
I ain't say nothing.
All right, let me read the whole thing first. In Nairobi, while political debates are common, openly criticizing leaders in public settings or around strangers can be risky. Discussions are often nuanced as political affiliations are deeply personal and polarizing. Have you experienced this in Nairobi?
I'm gonna say this. Ain't but so much I'm gonna say. I'm gonna just be honest with you. I ain't a citizen. right? So I want to go back. So I don't see too much criticizing, and I'm not criticizing. I ain't doing nothing. Y'all can let me know when I'm there, but let's not do this in public. I'm just being honest, man.
So since we've been back to the U.S., how many?
What?
Okay, how many political conversations have you had since we've been back to the U.S.?
I hear them. I don't get a part. I don't be a part of them because usually it's not like we're not talking politics. It's really talking about somebody that doesn't like somebody.
Germaine, that's what they're saying. They're saying publicly criticizing political leaders is almost a pastime.
They can't
do you remember like you had a lady in the seat right beside you who started up a conversation?
I mean, she did, but like. Yeah, that's just what happens in the U.S. They'll say anything, but
anybody.
And she wasn't like rude. She just saying she don't like that person.
Yes.
Yeah, but yeah, they don't do it like that in Nairobi. Now they criticize and stuff like that now, right? Because they're about their politics, but it's gonna be done a certain way.
Mm-hmm. And I think people in Nairobi are very careful about what they say and to who they say it to.
Me too.
They don't just go around just like freely criticizing their political leaders. And like as far as like Germaine and I go, like as believers, we are called to pray for our political leaders. We are called to pray for those in powerful positions. So that's what we try to lean towards. We do have our own political views.
Right.
But as far as like criticizing and putting somebody down and just all of this finger pointing at one or the other side, we try to stay away from that.
Especially in public. I like the solution, but hey, I get it now. But
we understand.
We're just saying we gonna kind of stay away from that thing. And plus, like we talking about politics in Kenya, we don't really know the scene like that anyway till we even really be commenting on certain things. Certain things, yeah. But for the most part, I don't feel qualified to do that right now.
Yes, but I definitely do see a difference in how people in the U.S. and the West are just more open to criticizing political leaders, and it's like, yes, almost a pastime. So number 5 is over individualism. In Western cultures, the me first mindset is often celebrated. People openly chase personal goals or put their needs above group expectations. In Nairobi, community and family often come first. For instance, refusing to contribute to a family or group cause like a wedding or funeral fundraiser can be seen as selfish, even if you're financially stretched. The pressure to show up for the group is real. Let us know in the comments if that is true. And then Germaine, can you kind of talk to us about whether or not you see the difference in the over individualism?
I mean, yeah, right. That's one of the top 3 reasons, right, we made Nairobi our home base is because of that. They're really family oriented, just like we were here at one point, right? So to us, I think that's something that the U.S. could work on.
Yeah.
Right. Get back to how we were before, because before we used to call it pass the hat when somebody didn't have money for funeral arrangements. Now I don't know if you could pass the hat anymore. Yeah,
some people not even showing up.
Right, they ain't showing up to the funeral. Right,
they're not showing up to family events. It is more of a me first than an us mentality. That's just kind of that's very prevalent in the U.S. Do you feel like that is seeping into the culture in Nairobi?
I mean, maybe. I think they still have a ways before they get out of that, right? I mean, it's just certain things just haven't really penetrated Nairobi yet, and I hope it doesn't.
So number 6, let's talk about not tipping or leaving a small tip, and you guys can let us know more about this for Nairobi. So in U.S., tipping is practically mandatory and often starts at 15 to 20%. In Nairobi, tipping isn't culturally ingrained and can sometimes feel awkward, especially in casual settings. Let us know if that is actually the case. Leaving an American style tip might even make you seem out of touch, while tipping nothing could make you seem stingy. So it says the local norm is modest gratuity, often as small as 50 Kenya shillings. So let us know, guys, like, what are you guys tipping? What is customary in Nairobi to be tipping? But let's talk about the tipping culture in the U.S. versus the tipping culture in Nairobi.
Well, U.S. is aggravating, just to be honest with you. I mean, every time you go to a counter, they got this thing up with tip. And really what it is just the employers don't want to pay a good enough salary, so they push it on the customers to do that. Like, if everybody paid good enough salary, I don't think that would be even needed.
Right, and these corporations are making plenty of money.
So this is the thing. I tip, especially like I tip waiters, and I tip when people bring me my food, stuff like that. I'm just not going to tip when I go up to the counter at the fast food place. That's really getting aggravating, because they got to make that food anyway, doing nothing special for me, but other than picking it up right here and bringing it to me. And somebody back there cooking, which they have to do anyway. Like, I can't do that on a consistent basis. Matter of fact,
because the food cost is already so crazy.
Yeah, I'm not doing it.
So number 7, challenging elders or authority figures. So like in the US, do young people like question authority? Do they debate with older people in their family? Is that like something that's a norm? And do you think that's like a norm in Kenya?
Yes, they do it in the US. No, they. Well, I would say I don't really see it in Kenya. It seems like they're more respect. They respect the age related to knowledge in Nairobi. Here, they could be 16, think they know more than a 75-year-old. So yeah, it's totally different. Like, we just push to do that. Now, some things they know. You get on that computer, oh yeah, but life stuff, man, but you don't know what you don't know. Yeah,
I think that like older wisdom has just, or the respect for older wisdom has just kind of gone out the door. If an elderly person tries to tell somebody younger something and they don't want to hear it, it's to the point that I think older people just keep their mouths shut.
They do.
They're not even sharing their wisdom, and so they're taking that wisdom to the grave. But there's a flip side of it. The young people say the older people are too much in their business, steady trying to tell them what to do. They wasn't perfect, so why are they trying to tell them things? Right. So it's like this crazy dichotomy, because the older people did make some mistakes in life, but that doesn't mean you throw out the baby with the bathwater. You got to take the good parts and apply them to your life. And then the parts where the people maybe made mistakes, you can learn from people's mistakes too. I mean,
that's what life is. You're supposed to, right?
Right.
Like, if I made a mistake, I'm supposed to show my kid, don't make this mistake, so they can go further in life and not have that same speed bump there.
So number 8 is open discussions on wealth or privilege. So in the US, it's just common to talk about your status in life or things you have. So how is it in Nairobi? Like, do you find people talk to us about, I guess, status as much as people in the US? Because we do get one question a lot in the US. What do you do for a living?
Right, but that's just that's not I'm going to help you question. That's just I don't know. Sometimes it's a comparison. Sometimes it's a test. Sometimes it's just a conversation starter. But people in the U.S. really don't talk about like finances in a way to help their fellow man. They don't say, "Hey, I'll make this, but you can make this doing this, or you can make more doing that." It's not that kind of thing. It's just like, "What do you do for a living?" I am.
And then they tell you all their accolades, and then it's like a back and forth of accolades.
Right.
Whereas I noticed with Germaine and I, we do talk about finances in Nairobi, and we talk about finances in the U.S. But one difference that I'm starting to see is that when Germaine and I talk about finances, we're sharing wealth information, or we're sharing financial information. We're sharing things that have worked for us, how we travel on a budget, how we got out of debt.
Or it didn't work for us and you shouldn't do it.
Right, or things that didn't work for us. And we run into the thing like when the younger people, they just don't want to listen to older people. But in Nairobi, I find people are more receptive to information, especially younger people. We talk to younger people about investing or building your YouTube channel or traveling, and they're just soaking up the information. At least they're acting like they are.
Right.
But either way, it's not like they're just rejecting the information. Right. And we've seen people take our financial advice or business advice and actually apply it. So I think they are listening.
Yeah, it's always a great feeling. You see somebody take something that you said and do well with it.
Yes.
And might even do better than you are.
Right.
I don't have a problem with that. Actually, I want to see that.
We're not gatekeepers. Me and Germaine, we share a lot. And in America, they would call it oversharing.
Man, I can't take anything with me when I go in that grave.
Especially not a wealth of knowledge.
I can't take anything.
You can't take the information with you, so why not share it with people so
Right.
it can benefit them, it can help them, it can help them come up, you know?
Yeah.
So, can you talk to us about number 9, Germaine?
Oh, yelling in public. Now, this is the thing.
Or loud voices, too.
We are loud.
That's what I'm saying, we loud.
Yeah, I wasn't as loud till I married you, just to be honest with you. I was a humble country boy.
You could say humble servant.
Humble servant, humble country boy. But be around you,
Sure.
man, y'all New Yorkers loud, man. So it kind of rubbed off on me. So now I'm loud. I get to Kenya, I feel like I'm yelling.
You do be yelling.
Well, maybe so, cause compare.
Yeah, compared to Kenyans.
Yeah.
So let me ask this Kenyans. It says in Nairobi, yelling or speaking loudly in public is seen as disruptive or embarrassing.
It's more refined to me when people know how to just sit and keep their voices low.
Yeah.
And
not get so
speak.
excited about what they're talking about.
Right. Because I think sometimes when you get excited, you lose the point. And now you're just talking. But when you just like monotone, you're thinking about what you're saying. I kind of like that quality in Kenyans, just to be honest with you. When they get loud and basically ghetto like we all have.
I mean, it's sometimes don't be ghetto because when I get with the girls, we just get a little loud sometimes. I love it.
And it sounds like
it sounds just, but it's in the house loud. It's not public though.
yeah, that's true. Yeah,
so it's different.
Yeah,
it's
they're
just
not
different.
gonna do that stuff out there in public. Kenyans are not.
So it's good to know that they do get excited. Like Kenyan women get excited when they're talking about things that are important, or if they're talking about something that annoys them, they do get a little bit like
it's different though with
but
you.
it's inside.
Yeah, not really when I'm around.
Yeah, so it's more for specific places. I love how reserved it is and how it's intentional. It's not just any old place. So number 10, I'm glad that this is not a cultural norm in Nairobi, and that is smoking cigarettes in public. Like in the U.S., there's been a big battle all through the years over whether or not to smoke in public places. They've created places inside of restaurants where you can smoke in certain areas, but you can still smell the smoke in other areas. Some restaurants say there's no smoking. I don't think that people who don't smoke should have to smell the cigarette smell of people who do smoke. And in Kenya, they have specific little places. Because I was like, does anybody smoke cigarettes in Nairobi?
Oh, they smoke cigarettes in there.
Yeah, but then I learned that when we were down in the CBD, there's these boxes. And for those who live in the U.S., the boxes look like those little waiting stations at a bus station. It's like about that size. And there's like 2 rows of seats in there. And they can sit in there and they can smoke. So it's like a space. But I do see Westerners and Americans come to Kenya and smoke wherever.
They do.
Smoke and vape.
I don't know if they're mostly like Americans. I don't really see Americans smoke because America, it's more the vaping thing happen. But I do see some Europeans and some people from Asia smoking, just to be honest with you. But not really Americans.
And I do sometimes see some Kenyans sneak and smoke.
Yeah, they do it.
So yeah, they'll sneak and smoke. They don't be in no booth. But it's not like many of those smoking booths in the Westlands. I don't see any in the Westlands. So I mean, if they want to smoke, they sneak sometimes. Number 11, babe. Can you read that one?
Dogs as family members. I thought we touched on this, but they don't really do the dog thing like that. People have dogs, but they don't do them. They don't push them in strollers and carry them around like babies.
They don't put clothes on their dogs in Nairobi?
No, they don't. I mean, the Westerners come over there and do it, but you talking about just in Nairobi and outside of Nairobi.
What about in the malls, the restaurants, and grocery stores?
I don't think I've seen not one animal, period, in any of those places. Like, everybody has a job in Nairobi, and in Kenya seems like
yes.
Man has a job, woman has a job. Kids, they have responsibilities too.
Right.
So an animal definitely gonna have a job.
Everybody has a purpose.
Everybody's got a purpose. Like you ain't just free, freeloading out for here. Yeah, getting pushed. They don't do that. And like the whole dog getting pushed in strollers, hey, don't. That is just not my thing. You do it, you do it. Be honest with you, I don't really care. I'm just letting you know they don't really do that.
They don't do it.
In Nairobi. I don't care one way or the other.
Well, I do care one way or the other. Not about the strollers, but I like that when I'm in Nairobi, it says no pets allowed in the hotels. And I love that. Because even the place we're currently staying at, it's pet hair everywhere in here, like all over. So when we come in, we have to go over the furniture with the, what's the little thing you use? Lint roller. And clean up all of this dog hair.
Yeah, that part I care about.
I don't like dog hair on my clothes, and I don't like dog hair in my bed, on my pillow, or anything like that.
But you walking a dog, I don't care about that. I don't mind whatsoever. That's fine with me.
Germaine will say that, but in some ways I do mind with dogs, because when you allow your dog to come and get on my legs and stuff like that, or to sniff me, I don't like that.
Well, that's being intrusive. I'm just talking about just you out by yourself walking your dog.
I don't
care about that. That's your thing.
Because the dog almost made you trip in the hallway the other day.
Yeah, that's just one of those things. I'm back in the U.S., so I already know what.
It's just weird stuff.
Yeah, I mean, that's just U.S. culture. At this point, that's the culture, right?
It's just the culture.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, Germaine and I, we view dogs as a pet. Or like something for security, but it's not something we would ever get, because dogs are just so expensive now.
Right,
we got dog daycare here in the States.
Right.
You can put the dog, if you want to go out of town, you got to put the dog in the daycare.
And I don't have a problem with dogs. That's why for us, right, it just doesn't fit our lifestyle, because we like to go on the move and travel, so we're not paying for no daycare
for no dog.
I don't want to have that extra expense of dog food. I just don't
clean up after a dog.
Like, if that's your thing, that's your thing. Me, I'm just not. I like to move, and it's just me and her for the most part. When we want to pack up and get out, we out of here. That's just all to it.
But I don't miss the dog culture living in Nairobi, especially checking in and out of hotels or apartments and not having that dog hair everywhere and not having the smell of pets. I don't miss it. So number 12, revealing clothing in everyday settings. So, you know, in the U.S., you can wear whatever. You can wear shorty shorts, Daisy Duke, crop top, tank tops, bras, drawers, whatever. You can wear whatever you want to wear.
Wearing drawers out here in the streets.
Germaine, boy shorts ain't drawers?
I guess so, but then people wear that to the gym, right? So they changed that to biking shorts.
Exactly, but biking shorts back in the day used to come down almost to your knee. These new boy shorts, Germaine, the new boy shorts has got the cheeks.
Well, yeah.
Okay, so revealing outfits. Nairobi is a more progressive city, but not like the U.S.
Not quite. They're trying to get there. They're trying to do hot girl something over there too, but they might want to cut it back a little bit.
Especially, I think it's more because I don't really see the hot girl summer girls like just all out and about throughout Westlands. But I think it's more the nightclub scene. I think when the nightclub scene comes, the girls are dressing more revealing and stuff.
Right.
So yeah, it's just, you know, it's the culture, but it's not normal in Nairobi.
Not like here.
And not normal in Nairobi. Yes. If you are enjoying this video, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, drop your comments down in the comment section below. And if you're thinking about coming to Kenya, hit the link in the first pinned description, in the description box, or the first pinned comment. If you want to talk with us about coming to Nairobi for a visit or to move. So number 13 on our list is eating and drinking while walking.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. I don't pay that any attention. I don't know what people doing while they're walking. I'm walking about my business and I'm gone. I mean, it's hard to do, right, when you're in a rush. So I don't really see it in like Nairobi, because a lot of times they're walking further than we're walking, right? They're walking blocks, if not a quarter mile, a mile, or whatever. In the U.S., really, you probably walking 3 blocks. So it's easy to grab a cup of coffee and walk 1, 2, 3 blocks.
And let us know down in the comment section, guys, like, is walking with your food something that's common? Because from what I'm understanding, it's unusual for Kenyans to walk and eat and walk and drink. Even when I'm seeing like the little restaurants, it's not even a restaurant. It's almost like a little spot where you can sit and eat. They typically are eating right there.
You mean where they're selling the
where they got the eggs and the peppers or the choma or the sausages.
Oh, yeah.
They don't grab and go.
No.
They're usually eating it there, or there's even like sometimes a little table and some chairs set up. So I didn't even really realize that until I started like doing some of this research. Okay, I don't really see a lot of Kenyans just walking and drinking coffee or eating their food. They're at the stand, they get the food, they eat it, and they're usually standing there eating it.
Right.
But I didn't notice that. And also, from the research that I did, it said that they don't even eat on public transportation like the matatus, which is not against the law to do, but I guess it just would be unusual.
I've never been on a matatu. Probably not getting on there. Just no disrespect to matatu, but that's just not my thing. So I couldn't even. Somebody can drop us in the comments. Do
and
they
let
eat on
us
matatu?
know. Do people typically eat on a matatu? And then also, because one thing that happened when we were in Dubai, I was eating on the train, and I was drinking a Red Bull on the train, and I didn't realize it was against the law to drink a beverage on a train,
right,
or eat or even chew gum on the train.
Yeah.
And so, just to see these just cultural differences between the U.S., because in the U.S. you can eat anywhere and then throw your food anywhere and just keep it moving.
Well, if they catch you throwing it on the ground, you're gonna pay them. If they catch you throwing,
where?
If the cops or anybody catch you throwing food,
where?
What do you mean where? Anywhere. I'll tell you what.
Not in New York. New Yorkers, if y'all watching, let us know in the comment section if you're going to get arrested for throwing your bag of McDonald's or whatever on the ground in New York.
Well, see, this is the thing, right? And I keep telling you this. Y'all New Yorkers think the whole country revolves around y'all.
I said New York.
Nah, I'm just
New
telling
York, you can throw that food wherever.
Everywhere else, you throw that food down, you get a ticket. That's just one little place.
Yeah. You throw your cigarette out the window in South Carolina. That's one thing. That was a cultural transition from moving from New York to South Carolina, because New Yorkers throw stuff.
Yeah, the rest of the country does not. New York, y'all just, I don't know what y'all do. Y'all get on our nerves when y'all come around there talking about New York. Man, we don't care about New York like that. New York fine, but hey, man, y'all think y'all just, the whole country is New York.
New York runs the world.
Man, New York don't run nothing. That's why y'all be moving.
That is true. Well, thanks guys for watching today's video. I deeply apologize for all the laughing and giggling. Germaine knows when he acts silly, he makes me laugh, and he just kept it going when he saw me choking. But I do apologize for all the laughing in today's video. I'm usually more reserved. But thanks for watching to the end. Anything you want from the community? Anything you want to say before we go?
Man, I can't think of nothing. You got to tell them what you want.
Make sure you guys like, make sure you subscribe, share our channel with somebody, because when we get to 10,000 views, we're actually going to be doing a DNA test to determine what part of Africa we're actually from,
right,
and maybe we can even find out what tribe, but we're definitely going to find out what part of Africa we are from.
Yeah.
We're going to take the test when we get to 10,000 followers. Thanks so much for watching, or 10,000 subscribers I should say. Thanks so much for watching guys, and we will catch you in the next video.
Kwaheri.